Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone, taught me this truth and rule well. And I want to say shalom to you, Akim and Akwat, out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson, all right? And I'm right before, heading down to the job site, all right, the plantation. So limited on time, but I want to get a couple minutes of this in. All right, maybe I can hit some of it on the road. All right, and of course, Lord willing, on my break. But I want to, the lesson will get done at some point today, Lord willing, right? But I want to make sure I do a little bit before work because it's the thing I want to. It's really I'd rather be making this, right? I'd rather be doing this, but I got to head down to the plantation site. Unfortunately, all right, go down to E's bullshit ass job, right? But got to make money somehow. But, hey, this is what fulfills us. This is what makes us feel like we've done something. All right, so, hey, I want to get at least, even if I get 2 minutes of a lesson out, it makes me feel like I've done something. So this is another milk lesson, all right? And I chose this one. I didn't choose this one, but the Spirit, all right, chose this one. All right, this is something that, I looked at. I was looking through my lesson plans. And I said, what, this one's a good one to go in on because I'm heading down to the job. It's something that I can keep fresh in my mind too. All right, things irritate you at work and wherever you are, at work, school, if brothers in college and stuff, not that, you're slacky for that. Phone decided I didn't have the screen went dim and it messed everything up. But like I was saying, for that rude interruption on the technology's part, all right. But not that this place is going to be around, but some brothers still might be in college for one reason or another. All right, they might just be finishing it up because they were already in it. You might have woke up halfway through. However it goes, all right. But wherever you are, all right, in these certain situations, all right, out and about, all right, work, school. If you're younger, all right, you're still under your parents' house, all right, you're younger, you might have, woken up very young, all right, wherever you are, a supermarket, all right, getting gas, you're driving around, even walking down the street, all right, an important lesson to know is, about circumspection, all right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to get second address 7 and 20 down through the 21st verse, all right, and we can get rid of that for now. Okay, this is the second address, 7 and 20. It says, "For there be many that perish in this life because they despise the law of the Most High that is set before them." In verse 21, it says, "For the Most High hath given straight commandment to such as came, what they should do to live, even as they came, and what they should observe to avoid punishment." Okay, and you can go on down through verse 22 and 23. Right, and we can read 22. It says, "Nevertheless, they were not obedient unto him, but spake against him and imagined vain things, and deceived themselves by their wicked deeds, and said of the Most High that he is not, and knew not his ways. But his law have they despised, and denied his covenants, and his statutes have they not been faithful, and have not performed his works." All right, and I just wanted to get this for the simple fact that, the Most High, has instructed us, through the Bible of things that we should do and things that we shouldn't do, all right? And the one that we're talking about today is circumspection, all right? You have been instructed through the Bible, through the Most High, all right, how to behave, and, watch your mouth, okay? Especially in these end days, all right? The Bible, like it says, there's a scripture, all scriptural is profitable for knowledge and doctrine, roughly paraphrasing, all right? And it's true, all right? We have to actually go get it because it's going to bug me if I don't. All scripture is profitable. 2 Timothy 3 and 16, it says, "All scripture is given by inspiration of the Most High and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness." All right, so that's, and when you read the Bible, all right, and the things that you hear, you're not just hearing them, but you should be doing them also, okay? You should be observing them, all right? What does it mean to observe? If you observe something, all right, observe. if I could just spell right, observe, all right? And it's not these ones, but it was up there, I want to see. So it's definition 3, all right, to fulfill or comply with, all right, a social, legal, ethical, or religious obligation, all right? So you should be what? You should be observing.
Observe.
All right, you should observe to do the things that are written within the Bible. All right, why? Because, hey, man, you know, if you don't, it's a chopping block straight for your ass. All right, you ain't going to make it long, especially in these dark days. All right, that the Bible also tells you that you know, these evil-ass days that we're in. Okay, but you're not going to know that unless you've been reading. All right, unless you've been listening, you've been watching, and having your ears open and not closed. All right, so this is Ephesians 5 and 15. Let's go over there. Ephesians 5, let's go down to verse 15. It says, we'll actually start from 14. It says, whereth he saith, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Hamashiach shall give thee light. You know, he's going to bring light into you. What is light? You know, what is light? First of all, you know, actually the best way to do this is probably through the Blue Letter Bible. Let's get the Blue Letter Bible. Let's see what it says about light. All right, Ephesians 5 and 14. Let's see what it says. Here it is, right here, verse 14. Let's see what it says light is. Okay? Awake thou that sleepest, says, we'll start from the top. Wherefore he saith, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Hamashiach shall give thee light. Light. What is this word here? Ephiao. Let's play it.
Strong's G 2017. Epiphausko. Epiphausko.
Epiphausko. Epiphausko. All right, let's see what this word means. All right. To shine upon. All right. In definition A, it says, Hamashiach will pour upon you the divine truth as the sun gives light to men aroused from sleep. All right. So the light, okay, you know, the light, all right, that rejuvenation, that how do I want to explain? You know, kind of like the spirit upon, you know, but basically to shine upon, you know, not just the spirit, but, you know, as it says, wherefore he saith, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Hamashiach shall give thee light. All right, breathe light into you. All right, you know, basically, you know, to rejuvenate you, to refresh you. All right, as it says in definition A, you know, to pour upon the divine truth as the sun gives light to men, aroused from sleep. Okay, so it's almost as if you're a plant. All right, and you know, you've been given sunlight. All right, without the sunlight, what happens? You die. All right, but if you got the sun, all right, you go through all that. You know, go through the photosynthesis process. Right, we learned all that through school. Right, and then what? You grow. All right, you get taller, and we can do that through Yahweh Shem Shai. But out in the world, you're like a plant without water. You're like a plant without sun. All right, you're just gonna wither and get worse and worse. All right, so you need the Most High Yahweh Shai Mashiach to give you that light, because if you don't, it's done. All right, and us in the gospel, we've been given that light through the blessing of Yahweh Shem Shai, and we're grateful for it. All right, in verse 15, all right, so it's telling you awake from your sleep, and then in verse 15 it says what? It says, see then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Now, these things are things that you learn when you awake from sleep, right? You got to learn how to hold yourself, what to do, what not to do, what to say, what not to say, what to believe, what not to believe, where to go, where not to go, what to eat, what not to eat, what to drink, what not to drink, right? Everything has a time and a place and a season, and some things you're not supposed to do, some things you are to do. As we read in 2nd Esdras, you know, as it said, we can go back over there. Right here, it says in verse 21, for the Most High hath given them straight commandment to such as came, what they should do to live, even as they came, and what they should observe to avoid punishment. We're not the ones really telling you, you know, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. Really, that's the Most High, you know, that's telling that to you. It's not us, because it's not our law. I mean, we're not necessarily we're under grace, but the law was given to us, but we didn't make it. All right. That was made by the Lord, all right? We're just telling you, all right? We're the messengers, all right? We're not the makers, we're the messengers, all right, that Yahweh Shem Shai has sent to tell you these things, Okay, so if you can't get mad at us and say, well, I don't want to do that. Well, we're not the ones that said it, all right? We're not the ones that wrote it, all right? That was written within the Bible, all right, by instruction of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So if you don't like it, it's not us that you don't like. It's the Most High that you don't like, all right? If you don't like that you can't eat pork, if you don't like that you can't do this, or you don't like that you can't do that, all right? It's not us that you have a problem with. It's the Lord, okay? But as it says in the scriptures that we just read in verse 22 over in 2nd Esdras, all right, you were given instruction of what to do and what not to do. And here's one of the things that you should do. In verse 15, see then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools. Don't walk as a fool, all right, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil. Let's get it in the Good News Translation. Of course, I always like to throw a disclaimer on these milk lessons. If you're a new brother or a new sister, I don't recommend going over and using the Good News Translation. Stick to the King James Version, all right? The brothers will break things down sometime, from time to time, Slakia, in the Good News Translation or the New Living Translation. Don't recommend going over there yourself until you have a good basis of scriptural knowledge, because a lot of the things, some of the scriptures over there, not even the scriptures, but some of the translated words aren't how they were originally intended. Okay, so you got to realize it was a man that did those translations, so they can go off. A lot of times it's Edomite that put it together. So sometimes you can get edification from it. Sometimes it completely it completely goes on a different tangent that isn't even scriptural. So Ephesians 5 and 13, we're going to check it out in the Good News Translation. Let's see what it says. It says, in verse 15, it says, so be careful how you live. Don't live like ignorant people, but like wise people. Make good use of every opportunity you have, because these are evil days. All right, and that's, I feel like it kind of took away a lot from it. But it's true. Don't live like ignorant people, all right? Be like wise people. That's true, all right? But as the scripture says in the King James Version, it says, see then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. Why? Redeeming the time, because the days are evil. We're in evil dead. We're in evil days. People are going to be in real life evil dead soon, all right? It's going to be bad, all right? Instead of the stuff that's going on there, people are going to be getting hacked up in the street, all right? And we're in these end days, man, okay? So these days are evil. You got to realize, you new brothers and sisters wouldn't know, but there's been brothers that have made lessons. I can't remember if it was, Elder Manata Zakba. He's the elder out of GMS, South Carolina. I think it was him, but he made a lesson a while back ago in one of his news reports. Someone got, shot up over some mustard, and it wasn't over mustard at the end of the day. But, I've done lessons, Elder Hawad has made lessons, all right? Elder Yasha Wamba, all right? There's a lot of, the brothers that touch on the news and have the news segments. Everybody, let me fix that. I don't need that rotating, getting all weird. Probably might mess up the video now, but, all different brothers have different news segments, all right? You have the, who is it? It's, in the news for GMS, what is it? Man, what is his name? I know it's Elder Hawad. What is it? On the Go? Is it GMS On the Go? He has a couple, I think. I think that's one of his pages, On the Go, GMS On the Go. And then you have Elder Yashawama, which is Remnant Saved 144. That's one of the elders out of the GMS Dallas camp. All right. He does. I can't remember what his. I think his is called Various News and Topics, or that. I might be getting that confused with the Apostle. I know he does a Various News, but anyway, multiple brothers and apostles. All right, I'm making elders, of course, making news topics. All right, and every time you see it, just bad stuff, man. Just bad stuff. All right, I still got to get around to my Babylon news segment. All right, but we can go over there and give you a sneak peek of just one of the articles. All right, Las Vegas man living with dead girlfriend. There you go, boom. Explains creepy use of cooler. So these people are completely through, man. So in verse 16, redeeming the time because the days are evil. Know what time we're living in and watch your mouth because of it. All right, we're going to get Proverbs 21 and 23, and then I'm going to have to cut it for now. All right, and then we'll finish it up later, Lord willing. So Proverbs 21 and 23. So here it is. It says, Proverbs 21 and verse 23, whoso keepeth his mouth and his tongue keepeth his souls from trouble. All right, so what does that mean? Whoso keepeth his mouth and his tongue keepeth his soul from trouble. It's plain, simple, to the point. Doesn't even really need you to go get the Good News Translation, but we'll get it regardless. Here you go, plain, simple, straight to the point. Proverbs 21 and 23 in the Good News Translation. If you want to stay out of trouble, be careful what you say. All right, so if you want to stay out of trouble, be careful what you say. Because when someone says, what you gonna do? Or if you say, what are you gonna do? You might just find out what they're gonna do. You might just get shot up. You might get stabbed up. You might get fucked up. All right, you might get ran over the car, as we've seen before. What you gonna do, bitch? All right, two Jake women out there fighting in a parking lot, gets ran over by a goddamn car. She didn't. Almost got ran over by a car. There has been people get ran over by cars before. So hey, man, watch your mouth. All right, so I'm gonna cut it right here. I'm gonna be back with you. For you, it'll be seamless because the video will be edited together. Lord willing, in just a moment, I'll be able to get back to this. All right, for now, shalom. All right, we're back. So going from Proverbs 21, we're gonna head on now. We're gonna get Proverbs 13 and 13. All right. And really, we got Ephesians 5 and 15 earlier, but the one thing I wanted to do, we haven't touched on it yet. I wanted to actually define the word circumspection. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Circumspect. Okay.
Circumspect. Circumspect.
All right. So, bear with me just 1 minute. That's interesting. I don't. Yeah, no. That's interesting. So, yeah, it was. If you could hear that, hopefully you could hear that. It's going through the car system. Apparently, I'm not even hooked up. I guess it's just doing it through Bluetooth. But circumspect, wary and unwilling to take risks. All right. So, bear with me. I might just do that because it's recording. Yeah. But circumspect, wary, and unwilling to take risks. It's like you're trying to figure out what the hell's going on with that. But I don't know. I've never seen it before. But then again, I haven't tried to, do a lesson on the go with this new phone in this car since I've got it. So, I've done it, either at home or something else on the computer stuff. I've never had it like this. So anyway, wary and unwilling to take risks. The word circumspect, Lord willing, you were able to hear its pronunciation. All right, if not, circumspect. All right. Cautious, wary, careful, guarded, on one's guard, discreet, watchful, alert, attentive, heedful, vigilant, observant, prudent, judicious, canny, politic. All right, cagey, leery. All right, the other word would be uncautious or unguarded. All right, so wary and unwilling to take risks. And the one thing you got to realize is when someone's talking shit to you or someone's, pissing you off, and you say something or you try to rile them up, or they say, what are you trying to do? And you say, oh, what are you trying to do? You a bitch or whatever you try to do. You try to rile them up in some way. Guess what? That is taking a risk. You're taking a risk that day. All right. What are you taking a risk? What are you putting at risk? Your life. All right. They might just pull out a gun and dead your ass right then and there, man. All right. When you ask someone, what are you going to do? They might just shoot you. All right. You see it time and time again. All right. We played a video a while back. All a guy did, all right, a relatively harmless action, as most people in the world would think, right? He asked this guy to stop vaping around his toddler, and what happened? He got stabbed to death live on video. All right, not live, but there was a video that was made of it, and blood gushing everywhere, squirting all out of his chest, and passed out right there, just dead. You watched him die on video, man. Watched him die on video. There's another video of this woman and her husband, all right, that are talking shit to the neighbor. All right, oh, you pussy, you fucking pussy, and he goes in the house and gets a gun, and guess what he does? He kills them fucking both. All right, and then he goes over to the woman after he's shot him with a handgun. He goes inside, grabs an AR. All right, comes out, puts it straight to her head, domes her, and says, "Should have kept your fucking mouth shut." Well, actually, he says, "You should have kept your fucking mouth," and then you hear bang. All right, and then you don't hear shut, but you know he's gonna say shut. All right, and as he's saying that, he blows her fucking face off. Okay, so do you want that to happen? No, nobody particularly does want it to happen. But guess what those incidents were started from? Saying shit. Oh, you pussy, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Or even so much as not even antagonizing someone, but just not mind your fucking business. Could you not, and the guy probably didn't even, he probably didn't say it nice. He probably didn't say, excuse me, sir, is there any way that you could stop? And really, even doing that's dumb. Okay? Don't even try to have interactions with these fucking animals of the world. Okay? Don't, if someone's vaping, take your child away from them. All right? Don't try to make them go away from your child. Take your child away from them. Okay? Because you don't know how crazy that fucker is. And more than likely, the guy probably didn't say, hey, sir, could you, he was probably like, hey, do you mind not fucking doing that around my kid? And then, got, fucking right in the stomach with a big-ass knife, and now you're dead. And the guy went back into Starbucks. All right? So, hey, you know, like I said in Proverbs 21 and 23, whoso keepeth his mouth and his tongue keepeth his soul from troubles. Let's get Proverbs 13 and 3 now. Okay, so you got to watch your mouth, man. Proverbs 13 and 3, he that keepeth his mouth keepeth his life, but he that openeth wide his lips shall have destruction. That doesn't need to be breaking down any simpler. That is straight to the point. If you can't get it, man, I don't know what you can get, because that's pretty plain and simple to the point right there. He that keepeth his mouth keepeth his life. If you keep your mouth, if you hold your tongue, you keep your life. You open it, that's it. All right. But he that openeth wide his lips shall have destruction. What is destruction? Death. All right. Destruction, destroy. All right. Let's look up that word. All right. Let's get more definitions. A seemingly simple word is destruction. Let's see. Destruction. All right.
Destruction.
The action or process of causing so much damage to something that it no longer exists or cannot be repaired. All right. And when your guts are hanging out your stomach, all right, that's a hard thing to repair. Esau and his little medical professionals, air quotes, right, because they aren't really worth shit at the end of the day, all right, unless the Most High wants them to be and help you out, all right. But there's not a lot they can do when your guts are hanging out, all right. Sometimes they can put them back in, but if they've been sliced and dashed and diced up like you're a fucking like you're in one of those ninja choppers, all right, like you're about to make some fucking salsa, all right, some fucking pico de gallo, all right. There's not much they can do for you, man. All right, other than say, here's some morphine, have a nice trip out. That's all they can do, man. So hey, like it says, Proverbs 13 and 3, he that keepeth his mouth keepeth his life, but he that openeth wide his lips shall have destruction. Is it worth it? You got to ask yourself, is it worth it? All right, that fucking there's no such thing as luck, but that Clint Eastwood, you got to ask yourself, do you feel like a thunk? Do you? Well, when you're doing something like that, not that there's anything such as luck, but do you feel like gambling with your life? Do you? Do you feel like gambling with your life? Ask that before you say something. What you gonna do, motherfucker? What you know? You a bitch? All right. Before you say anything like that, are you prepared to gamble? Are you prepared to gamble? All right. If you had $100 bill and that's all you had, would you be prepared to put that in a slot machine and see just what happens? Some of you, Jake, are dumb. Some of you, yeah, I'd do it. Because some of you, Jake, do it. All right, it's dumb. All right, and that's what you do with your life. And Jake dumb like that, so they'll do it. Yeah, I'll gamble with my life. Fuck life. I love death, nigga. Just dumb shit. Just dumb. All right, he that keepeth his mouth keepeth his life. All right, but he that openeth wide his lips shall have destruction. There's a video I saw a short while back. Said, I just got out of jail. I'm trying to go right back. All right, basically mocking how these thugs act. All right, so yeah, I say, would you do that? But Jake, they would. You would do it. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you would do it. You want to know why? Because we're dumb. All right, we're stupid people. Not us as a whole, but our people as a whole. All right, Jake. All right, Israelites. We're not so bright. Our people aren't. Our people aren't. All right, not so bright. Not the brightest people. All right, but the damn shame is that they're the most intelligent people, but they're perceived to be the stupidest. All right, the most ignorant, most dumbed down, ignorant people. All right, full of idiocy. All right, what other words can we use? Simple-mindedness. All right, simpletonness. All right, a cretin. All right, or a cretin, some people say. All right, so that's how we're perceived. All right, dumb, idiotic, doltish, stupid, moronic. All right, retards. That's how we're perceived, even though we're the smartest people. Why? Because our actions are just fucking dumb. All right, our actions are just fucking dumb, and that's why we're in this situation that we're in now. All right, in captivity, because our people are dumb and they do dumb shit. That's just Jake for you. They do dumb shit. Okay? So I'll retract that statement. Would you do that, Jake? Yeah. I shouldn't even have that. Yes, you would. You would do it. You'd open your mind. You'd open your mouth. But I don't want to be seen as no bitch. I'd rather be a dead. I'd rather be a dead G than a live bitch. Jake, man, dumb, dumb. Let's go over to Sirach. Sirach 28 and 18. Let's get it. Many have fallen by the edge of the sword, but not so many as have fallen by the tongue. What does that mean? Many people have been killed by the sword. Not as many people that have been killed by opening their mouth, right? Not as many people. There's more people that have died from the words that they've said than from the sword. All right. So we got to run into the job site now. All right. Unfortunately, we pulled up into the plaza here with all that. So Sirach 28 and 18. Once again, many have fallen by the edge of the sword, but not so many as have fallen by the tongue. All right, we'll be back shortly, brothers and sisters. All right, got to go in there and do this plantation bid because it's like a fucking jail sentence. Got to do this bid at job. All right, 7 hours. All right, but Lord willing, I'll actually be able to take a break today. Hopefully, I'll have coverage to be able to do it. All right, and if not, I'll finish it after work, Lord willing. All right, I'll be back with you in just a minute. Shalom. All right, shalom. We're back. So yeah, man, getting right back at it. All right, we're going to start up by reading Sirach 28 and 18 again. All right, once, just to read it again. 2, to get me back in the point. All right, back in the spirit for the point. All right, so Sirach 28 and 18 reads, many have fallen by the edge of the sword, but not as many as have fallen by the tongue. All right, and I want to go ahead and get this in the Good News Translation to see exactly what it has to say about it as well. All right, so of course we got to get Sirach 28 and 18. We got to go and look it up online. Sirach 28 GNT. All right, so here we go. Of course, we have to go online because the app, it only has it for the the standard. It doesn't have it for the the whole Bible. It only has it for the Old Testament, New Testament. They don't have the Apocrypha, right? So unfortunately, this is how we got to do it. Sirach 28, Good News Translation. All right, and we were going through verse 18. That's right. There we go, and they title it "Vicious Talk." So that's interesting. Going down to verse 18. It says, more people have died as a result of loose talk than were ever killed by swords. All right, let's read that again. All right. Well, actually, you know what? We should have read this up by verse 17. I don't know if we got 17. We didn't. So really, should have started from 17. Salakia for that. Sirach 28 and 17 says, the stroke of the whip maketh marks in the flesh, but the stroke of the tongue breaketh the bones. All right, so the stroke of the whip maketh marks in the flesh, but the stroke of the tongue breaketh the bones. Again, talking about the dangerous power of the tongue. All right, the dangerous power of the tongue. Got to watch your mouth. All right, many have fallen by the edge of the sword, but not so many as have fallen by the tongue. All right, and going back, all right, we can read 17 and 18 in their completion in the Good News Translation. All right, and what does it say? It says, bear with me, let me navigate to this little area. It says, all right, it says, a whip can raise, you can see it down here. We'll highlight it for you. We'll read 18, right? So 17, make sure I get, come on. All right, so 17 and 18. A whip can raise a welt, but a vicious tongue can break bones. There you go. Verse 18, more people have died as a result of loose talk than were ever killed by swords. All right, more people have been killed by loose talk. What is loose talk? I'm curious. What does this word mean? What is loose talk? Let's see. Let's look it up. Loose talk. Maybe if we just look up loose words. Loose talk meaning. Loose talk. Here you go. Professional. It says a loose talker is someone who doesn't think about what they are saying. Once again, what does it say? It says a loose talker. If I could speak correctly, I'm trying to find somewhere to sit. You know what? This I'll have to do right over here. Didn't want to go to my usual spot. Last time I was there, I was thinking there might be ants over there or something. Fuck around and got bit. Alright. Had me pulling a Forrest Gump. Something bit me. Alright. So loose talk. A loose talker is someone who doesn't think about what they are saying. They may say inappropriate things without meaning to cause trouble. You're not meaning to cause trouble, but what happened? You caused trouble. Alright. Loose talk. Uninhibited, indiscreet talk or conversation, especially as might intentionally lead to revealing private or sensitive information to others. That can be another one as well. Speaking loosely. So, you know, that's a loose talker. Alright, a loose talker. Alright, a loose talker. You know, that talks about the military terminology, but you know, it's pretty straight and to the point. Now you know what loose talk means. Alright, loose talk, loose words. Alright, so again, Good News Translation, not the Good News Translation, Slakia, in the normal King James Version Apocrypha. Alright, Sirach 28:17 says, the stroke of the whip maketh marks in the flesh, but the stroke of the tongue breaketh the bones. Verse 18, many have fallen by the edge of the sword, but not so many as have fallen by the tongue. So hey, man, Lord willing, you got some edification from that. Alright, let's get Proverbs 15:1. What does that have to say? Of course, I gotta start doing some type of fucking banging around, as it was quiet before. Proverbs 15:1 reads, a soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. Alright, so a soft answer. What the fuck you looking at? There's two ways you can go. Nothing. I don't want no problems. You know? Or there's, you motherfucker, I'm looking at you. What? What you gonna do? What you gonna do, bitch? You know? A soft answer turneth away wrath. Okay? So what are you looking at? Like, I'm sorry, I wasn't looking at anything. You know? I didn't mean to start any issues. Alright, you might, you know, and there are people out there that'll say, oh, you're being a bitch. You know, you're being a bitch. It's better to be thought of as a bitch and be alive than to be, oh, yeah, he was a real OG, he was a real thug, and he dead. Alright? Dumb. Alright, real dumb. Okay? A soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. So, grievous words. Let's get a definition. Alright, grievous, and we know General Grievous is going to come up. Grievous.
Grievous.
Of something very bad, very severe, serious. So very bad words, alright, stir up anger. Calling someone a bitch, saying, what you going to do, punk? Alright, what you going to do? You ain't shit. Alright, that's going to stir up anger. And you know what's going to happen? Those people are going to end up fucking shooting you. They're going to end up killing you. They're going to end up stabbing you. They're going to run you over with a car. Alright, all sorts of issues that we told you before. It's going to happen. Alright, if you don't watch your mouth. You know, again, man, we're not saying this. We didn't come up with this. This is straight from the Bible. All right, we're reading the Lord's words. All right, we didn't tell you this. This is straight from the Bible right here, Proverbs 15:1. It's straight from the Bible, man. Okay. Now another one I wanted to get, and I didn't know if we had. We had it. Ecclesiasticus 28:12. I was gonna go look it up and see if we had it or not. Luckily, we do. All right, 28:12, and we should have got it back when we were over in Ecclesiastes 28, but I didn't notice that. All right, Sirach 28:12. Come on now. Actually, we don't even have to do that. We just have to go down a bit. All right, here it is. Sirach 28:12. Here we go. If thou blow the spark, it shall burn. If thou spit upon it, it shall be quenched. And both these come out of thy mouth. Now we got to go back. To Sirach 28. All right. Here we are. Sirach 28:12. You can blow on a spark to make it glow, or you can spit on it to put it out. Either way, you do it with your mouth. All right, so what does that mean? All right, when you blow on a spark, if you've ever, watched those wilderness shows with Esau out there, we're going to go ahead and make a fire today. What do they do? A lot of the time, they take those two sticks together, all right, and they'll get it until they get a little bit of spark, or they'll use one of those flint rods, and they'll be shaving it, and sparking it until they get a spark, and a little spark will land on a little piece of brush, right? A little piece of twigs and some other, dry materials, and then they'll cup their hands in a certain way, and they'll start blowing on it. All right, they'll start blowing on it, and what does it do? All right, and we could literally go and look it up. Blowing on a spark. Right here, This guy right here, as you can see.
Bird's nest. Today, we're going to look at techniques to making it catch fire. Is going through, it's going to hit our hands, and then they end up dropping.
Let's see how he gets
the bird's
it started.
nest. Small, very fine material. I'm going to increase the amount of oxygen.
He could spit on that and it would go away, but look what he's doing.
And then just like that.
Yep, look at that. And that's essentially what you're doing with an argument, man. That's essentially what you're doing. All right, when you're having issues with a person. All right, and they're, what the fuck you gonna do? All right, and you say, I'm gonna do what I have to, bitch. All right, that's essentially what you're doing. You're blowing on that spark, and guess what you got now? You got a fire, man. Now you got a fire. All right, and that fire, in this case, in to a world sense, all right, what the things going on in the world and the things that can happen to you, all right, what is that fire, all right? That's you getting shot, that's you getting stabbed, that's you getting punched in the face, that's you getting ran over, all right, that's you getting, whatever, so some terrible bad thing happening to you, man. Sirach 28:11, if thou blow the spark, it shall burn. If thou spit upon it, it shall be quenched. And both these come out of thy mouth. So, those are the powers, all right? But your mouth can do both of those things. And a lot of Jake, what do they decide to do? They like to blow on the spark, all right, because they don't want to be thought of as no bitch, all right? So then their mom's got to bury them when they're 17 years old, 20 years old, right? That's how it happens, all right? And they died over, what? Being called a bit dumb. It's dumb, man. It's dumb. It's foolish. It's stupid. Proverbs 18 and 21. Oh, Slocky bird. All right, here you go. And this is plain, straight to the point. All right, and this was actually what was coming to my mind. I didn't even know it was the next scripture coming up. Proverbs 18 and 21. Bear with me. Proverbs 18 and 21 reads, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. There you go. Good News Translation. What you say can preserve life or destroy it, so you must accept the consequences of your words. That's heavy, see? Sometimes we say the Good News Translation, comes in clutch, heavy. And that's one of the examples, okay? You must accept the consequences of your words, Jake. All right? You say, oh, I ain't no bitch. I'm a thug. I'm an OG. All right? Puppet pound crib. All right? And then guess what? Bop, 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 bop. You're done. You're dead. That's it for you. All right? It was fun while it lasted, though, right? Fucking dummy. All right? So that's, milk. All right? That's milk. This is things you learn when you come in. All right, this is something you should learn. This is a learning lesson that we need to have constantly. All right, constantly. Okay, to watch our mouth. Sometimes we say some things, and even to this day, you're not going to be perfect. But the thing is that we should be watching our mouth. These are a constant betterment, a period of constant betterment. Why we can, right? This is our learning period, our growth period. We're under grace. All right, and we're supposed to be doing the best we can. We're learning, all right? We're not going to be perfect, all right? But we're learning, and we're supposed to observe to do these things to the best of our ability, all right? And grow, all right? When you grow, what does it mean to grow? Let's look at another definition. What does it mean to grow? All right? Let's see if we can find the right one. Of a person come to feel or know something over time. All right. Really the first definition says of a living thing undergo natural development by increasing in size and changing physically, progress to maturity. All right, and that's what they call it, maturity, world-wise. But maturity really is we're trying to grow in righteousness. All right, we're trying to grow in righteousness, and we're not going to be able to be perfectly righteous because, of course, we're in this inherently sinful body, right? Which craves sin. All right, but we can rehearse the righteous acts, right? We can try to do as good as we can. All right, try to aim higher and not lower, right? Do the best of our ability. All right, offend less, as the scripture says, right? Offend less. Not offend, not at all, because the Most High knows it's impossible, right? Because we're in these sinful bodies. But offend less. Okay, let's get that. Let's get it. I didn't have it in the thing, but let's get it. Let's get the word offend, not the word, but let's get the scripture. Ecclesiastes 17:25, it says, "Return unto the Lord and forsake thy sins, make thy prayer before his face, and offend less." Not as much, right? That's what less means, all right? To a lesser extent, less, all right? Not as much, all right? Matthew 18:4, we're going to get it, and then we're going to go ahead and close out. All right. So Matthew 8:4, a very important point for Jake to learn. Matthew 8:4 says, "Whoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child, the same is greatest in the kingdom of heaven." Okay. So there you go. What does it mean to humble? All right. So those who humble himself will be called what? Let's go back. What does it say? It says, "Whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child, the same is greatest in the kingdom of heaven." So, those who humble themselves are the same as the greatest in heaven. All right? As it says, the same is greatest in the kingdom of heaven. What does it mean to be humble, though? If we're supposed to be humbling ourselves, how do we do that? What does it mean to be humble? Maybe you don't know. What does it mean? Humble.
Humble.
Having or showing a modest or low estimate of one's own importance. He was humble about his stature as one of rock history's most influential guitarists. Meek, all right, respectful, submissive, right, of low social, administrative, political rank, all right, lower dignity or importance, all right, understanding your place, all right, understand the Most High has all the control and you don't really have none of it. Okay, you don't. I said don't really have any. You really don't have any control. Everything's under control by Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. You don't have any control. So at the end of the day, what are you trying to prove? All right, you're supposed to be being humble and trying to prove that you ain't a bitch. That ain't being humble. All right, that's being haughty. All right, that's being proud. All right, we've done lessons about being proud just recently. Okay, and if you haven't seen that, go and watch that. That's a great follow-up. All right, go back and watch that if you haven't. All right, and see where pride will also lead you. All right, you're not circumspect, it'll lead you to death. You're not, if you're not being humble and you're being proud, where's that going to lead you? Death. So go and watch that lesson. All right, go and watch that lesson. Lord willing, you get some edification from it. Lord willing, you were edified from this lesson as well. All right, that's it, man. All right, and it's simple. There's no alternate name for the title. It's just simple circumspection. All right, milk, circumspection. All right, so Lord willing, it was edifying. Lord willing, it was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. I want to say Shalom Diwakim out there. Keep pursuing, keep enduring, keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Until next one, Lord willing. Slakia. Until next one, Lord willing. Shalom.